If a video showed someone committing murder, would you believe it? If you heard their voice confessing, would you believe it? If an AI-generated witness described the crime in perfect detail, would you believe it? Because the first real AI murder trial won't be about a body. It will be about reality. And by 2026, courts won't just be deciding who is guilty. They'll be deciding what is real. For most of human history, evidence had weight. A fingerprint. A weapon. A witness. A recording. A camera. Something you could point to and say, this happened. But in the next era, evidence becomes editable. A face can be generated. A voice can be cloned. A video can be manufactured. And the scariest part is that it won't look fake. It will look normal. It will look like proof. Now imagine this. A man is arrested. The news spreads fast. Everyone wants the story. And then the evidence drops. A video appears online. Clear. High quality. The person looks exactly like him. Same body language. Same face. Same voice. Same mannerisms. It shows him at the scene. It shows him doing it. It's not blurry. It's not shaky. It's perfect. And the internet does what it always does. It decides immediately. Before a trial. Before facts. Before context. It labels him guilty. Because that's what humans do when they feel certainty. They punish fast. Now the defense says something unbelievable. They say the video isn't real. They say it's a deepfake. They say the evidence has been manipulated. And suddenly, the case becomes something else. Not did he do it? But can we prove anything anymore? That's the first AI murder trial. Not the first time someone used AI. The first time society realizes it can no longer trust evidence. And when that happens, the legal system breaks. Because law depends on something simple. Truth. Not philosophical truth. Not emotional truth. Actual truth. What happened? Who did it? When? Where? How? But what happens when technology makes truth cheap? What happens when anyone with enough skill can generate a moment that never happened? That is the real crime wave coming. Not just theft. Not just scams. Reality crimes. Crimes where you can create evidence. Crimes where you can erase evidence. Crimes where you can make someone look guilty while you stay invisible. And if that sounds like a movie, it's not. It's just the next version of fraud. In the old world, criminals forged signatures. Then they forged IDs. Then they forged online accounts. Now they forge reality. And courts are not ready. Judges are not ready. Juries are not ready. Most people are not ready. Because humans have one weakness. We believe what we see. A video feels final. A recording feels undeniable. And deepfakes exploit that. They exploit the ancient part of the brain that says, I saw it, so it must be true. But in 2026, I saw it won't mean anything. It will only mean you watched a file. Now let's make this even darker. Because the first AI murder trial won't just destroy one person's life. It will create a new type of fear. A fear that isn't about crime itself. It's about accusation. Because if evidence can be generated, anyone can be framed. Your face can be placed at a crime scene. Your voice can be used in a confession. Your name can be attached to an event you never experienced. And if the public believes it, your life ends before the trial begins. Because in the internet era, punishment is instant. You don't need a court to lose everything. You just need a headline. Now imagine being innocent in that world. A world where you can't prove your innocence. Because the proof against you is too believable. And the more you deny it, the more suspicious you seem. Because that's how humans think. Only guilty people deny it. Only guilty people panic. Only guilty people try too hard. So innocence becomes harder to prove than guilt. And the trial becomes a performance. Not for justice. For perception. Now the prosecution brings in experts. They say the file metadata is clean. They say the timestamps match. They say the audio is consistent. They say the footage came from a reliable source. And the defense brings in their own experts. They say AI can spoof metadata. They say timestamps can be forged. They say there are glitches in the shadows. They say the mouth movement is slightly off. They say the video is generated. Now the jury sits there listening to two groups of professionals arguing about what is real. And here's the terrifying part. Most jurors won't understand any of it. They will fall back on emotion. On the vibe. On how the defendant looks. On how he speaks. On whether he appears trustworthy. And that is a nightmare. Because in a reality crime era, charisma becomes evidence. And if you think that's wrong, it's already happening. Now here's the next layer. AI doesn't just create fake videos. AI creates fake witnesses. Fake accounts. Fake conversations. Fake receipts. Fake location history. Fake social media activity. An entire reality around a person. A complete story. And when many pieces of evidence point the same direction, it feels impossible to deny. But what if every piece of evidence was created by the same system? What if the entire world around the crime was synthetic? Then you're not fighting a lie. You're fighting a universe. Now imagine how this changes crime itself. Criminals won't just commit crimes. They'll manufacture narratives. They'll create distractions. They'll create alternate suspects. They'll flood the internet with convincing proof. They'll weaponize certainty. And while everyone chases the wrong person, the real criminal walks away. This is the new crime advantage. Not being faster. Being invisible. Now think about politics. Think about business. Think about relationships. Think about how easily people already believe things that aren't true. Now add high-quality AI evidence. Not memes. Not rumors. Perfect videos. Perfect audio. Perfect screenshots. Suddenly, chaos becomes cheap. And chaos is profitable. Because chaos makes people reactive. And reactive people are easy to control. Now let's return to the trial. Because this is the moment history breaks. The judge says something that has never been said before. They say the court cannot rely on video evidence without deep forensic verification. They say digital evidence is now contested by default. Contested by default. That means everything is guilty until proven real. And that's the flip. In the old world, evidence was trusted until proven false. In the new world, evidence is doubted until proven true. And that sounds safer. Until you realize what it does to society. It destroys closure. It destroys certainty. It destroys truth itself. Because humans need certainty. Not because we're weak. Because we need to build a world on stable facts. When facts collapse, society becomes emotional. And emotional societies break. Now here's the part that older generations feel in their bones. There was a time when a voice was enough. A handshake was enough. A face was enough. A signature was enough. You could trust that a message came from a person. But in this era, even your own eyes can be hacked. And that changes something deep. It makes people suspicious. It makes people paranoid. It makes people isolate. And isolation creates more fear. More division. More manipulation. And this is how AI doesn't just change technology. It changes culture. Now what do? We don't have a perfect answer yet. Because society is moving faster than regulation. Faster than laws. Faster than courts. But we do have one principle. Verification becomes the new literacy. In the old world, literacy meant reading and writing. In the new world, literacy means knowing what to trust. Knowing what can be faked. Knowing what needs confirmation. Knowing what should never be believed instantly. Because the most dangerous weapon in the AI era is instant belief. So in the next decade, the most valuable skill is not coding. Not finance. Not IQ. It's skepticism without paranoia. It's calm verification. It's the ability to slow down. Because AI deception wins in speed. It wins when you react. It wins when you share. It wins when you panic. And the only defense is time. Now here's the darkest part. The first AI murder trial won't end the way you think. Because even if the defendant is proven innocent, the damage will remain. The story will remain. The suspicion will remain. The video will remain online. And society will learn a terrifying lesson. Even when evidence is fake, it still destroys people. So the question is no longer, is it real? The question is, how many people will be destroyed before we learn to verify? And that brings us to the final question. If video evidence can't be trusted, if audio can't be trusted, if screenshots can't be trusted, what exactly holds society together? And if reality becomes something that can be generated, who gets to decide what's true? Subscribe to AfterHuman. Because the next era won't just be dangerous. It will be confusing. And confusion is where control begins.